AFP Anime AFP News Agency. AFP Anime AFP News Agency. Garmin hit by massive outage after possible ransomware attack, The Verge. Halo Infinite wasn't running on an Xbox Series X for its gameplay reveal, TechRadar. Samsung Galaxy Note 20 reservations are now open in the US Android Central. NASA Mars rover. How Perseverance will hunt for signs of past life, BBC News. Oxygen OS 10.5.2 for the OnePlus Nord adds OnePlus Buds support, XDA developers. Obsidian Entertainment announces new fantasy RPG, Avowed, NME. New Forza Motorsport in-game trailer shows stunning graphics, Motor 1. China launches Mars mission in new space challenge to U.S. Bloomberg Markets and Finance. This dazzling rare comet makes its closest approach to Earth tonight. Photos Vancouver is off.